Okay. There we go. Welcome back, everybody. Running. You? Oh, okay. Oh. That's a bad sign. Found it. Okay. Welcome back. Julian, hello, hello. Bionic. It's Wednesday, my dudes. Yeah. Finally gonna join the drawings, do some sketches. Nice. Let's start off with a rugby today. That's my plan. Hopefully, if my pen works. There we go. Okay, we're good. Go from there. Kind of moving around some stuff to see if I can get a little bit better. Reading habits here. But yeah, welcome in everyone. It is Wednesday. It is the community draw day. Drawing stuff from the chat, from the community posts. I'm gonna start off with a rugby sketch just to warm up. I'll move that a little over here so I have a little more room. And we're gonna go. Western Justice, hello, hello. How's everybody doing today? It is Wednesday, which is good. Working on a few little projects today. Trying to get a video out. Slowly recovering. I have another appointment tomorrow, so hopefully by Friday we'll have some more info, but hopefully just have to sit tight. Just sit tight and get healthy. That's the plan. Is the plan. How's your looking ball healing? It seems like it's doing okay. The doctor wants to make sure that I don't have any more bleeding in my eye. And if I don't, then I basically just have to wait 3 to 4 months for all of it to clear up. Which that's the good outcome. It means my vision should come back. It's just gonna take a little while. I gotta wait for all that blood to diffuse back into my body. But we'll know more tomorrow about that. Might have to get a little pokey in the eyeball, which is never fun. Like that's scary. I'm not down for that, but we'll see. Let's see what happens. Other than that, I went to the doctor yesterday, and my blood pressure is coming down, which is good. I might have a genetic condition that makes me just have high blood pressure, so we're looking into that. But other than that, I'm doing good. Yeah. So, health-wise, I think we're doing better. I haven't had caffeine in 3 weeks. I'm on a new don't eat anything bad diet, which just seems to be working. It seems to be working. Damn, jeez, yeah. So on the whole, I appear to be healthier than I was, 2 months ago. Yeah, I might even try eating some cheese this week just to see if that's related. Now that I'm not drinking jet fuel and apparently there's salt in everything. I did not realize how much salt was in everything. And I was eating a lot of it. I was eating a lot of salt. Stressing out for Skip Cat, who is apparently doing better. He seems to be doing pretty happy right now. He's sleeping and chilling. We're watching him, seeing how he's doing. But he seems to be perking up. And, yeah, so everything seems to be pretty good. Last week was rough. This week, we're doing pretty good. So we're gonna draw some. We're gonna draw some rugbies. Draw some stuff people have suggested. Take it easy. Just take it easy. In America, food is 40% salt. That's the truth, Bionic. Yeah. Jillian, what dice do I roll? Roll a d20. If you want to start off right now, no warm up, you are welcome to. Roll a d20. Bry! I love that little gator rugby. I guess he's a kobold rugby, but it looks like an alligator. Thank you for the tip. I appreciate that. How are you today? I hope things are going well. Rolled a 9. Okay, let me check what's on the list. So for those of you who don't know what's going on, we have a list saved out of all of our community posts, and we just roll the dice, and the dice tell us what to draw. A winged tiefling eloquence bard. Black hair and a ponytail. Like black clothes and red jacket. Yeah. Eloquence bard tiefling. Winged tiefling. That's pretty cool. I like that. A wild werebear appears. Werebear! Discord up here so I can see what people are up to. There we go. I'm gonna draw a chunk B today. Who's the werebear? It's a good question. Money where your mouth is, Hash Brown. I've come to throw my suggestion in. That's totally fine. Business? Business. I like that. Yeah. Just go ahead. It's a D&D character. One sentence. No mimics. I prefer just race and class, but you can get. I'll give you a whole sentence if you want it. Saw burning a second ago. You're doing well, burning.
Burning.
I see a Corvus in the chat too. Burning popped into chat, but not into Discord.
Oh. I was like, I ain't burning.
A plasmid with the power of a shark. Multiple arms. Video that came from quad wielding knives. It sounds like 3 different videos I've made. I have no idea what that's from. But I will add it to the list. Well, that's weird. It pasted nothing. It could be any of us. It's the last time we had a werebear and a rook in the same room. That's true. Werebears are a tricky bunch. They give you +1 mana, but only for creature cards. Doing all right. I won't be drawing with you today, but a bit too much to do right around here. That's no problem at all. Ooh, I'm a ghost. Yeah, business. I'm not sure what that's from. I'm sorry.
I'll be your Wereshark video in Valkyrie.
That's what I'm saying. It sounds like a couple different videos combined. Came from the bug face video with the Pathfinder. Nice. I've made so many videos. I cannot remember all of them. We should do like a day where we just like binge watch all the videos. That could be fun.
That might be the Brock's video you did.
Okay.
Because that's the only one I really remember being a Pathfinder specific one. That was a bug.
It could be possible, yeah. I think the Thrycreen I also... That was Dark Sun, I guess. I don't know. I think they're in Pathfinder. This is probably like the cutest rugby I think I've drawn. Maybe we should goof him up a little bit. Make it a little more goof him up. Rook is a were-rugby. I need to buy a bear. a bear rug that I could just wear around the house.
Not a Snuggie. Or a onesie.
Someday, if we had 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, I'll try to make a rugby onesie. Someone write that down so I can remind me. I've made Squirrelby again. Dry clean this name. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Talk about attacks and multiple arms. Yeah. Dry clean are really cool because they're basically one of the few four-limbed races that don't have vestigial arms, like the Trox even. Like their extra set of arms gives them a bonus to grapple. That's it. It's like why don't they just hold stuff? It's fine.
No.
Kyle Brink said that Dark Sun is too dark for the current D&D sensibility with the mass obsession with slavery. I could agree with that. Like Dark Sun is dark is one way to put it, but like it's supposed to be post-apocalyptic and just like rough. Like it's not supposed to be it's not a high fantasy campaign where you're like, we're gonna go save the world. It's like you just need to live. Try to live. Game over. Game complete.
It's very much more of like a survival game.
Yeah.
That's D&D flavored. Like instead of being paid in gold, you make it like you can get paid in water.
which can be its own thing. So I think that's fine.
Yeah.
There is something to say about like the sensibilities. We're in a politically charged environment right now. Like so, it's hard to kind of touch on things that are sensitive topics. And I think the problem behind that is, not that that's bad. It's that it's arisen from just like the amount of inequality between different people. So I don't want to say that you shouldn't play Dark Sun because of that. Because if you're comfortable with touching on those hard topics, then it's okay. But you shouldn't be like forcing people to play it if they're not comfortable with it, because it's anxious. Like everyone is anxious right now. Everyone is kind of on edge, and it really should be the game you're playing should fit the comfort level of your group. So. I just saw you guys on. Hey, Elvin here. Hello. Evil wizard stealing toes, you say? I missed that.
I mean, one way I heard someone describe how you could play it is Dark Sun very much kind of lends to the story of like an underdog, like so you could, well, I don't know, start a little rebellion.
Yeah, that could
throw
be.
off your shackles.
I really like the Mad Max concept as well. All the Mad Max movies they're anthologies, so like each movie is not a direct sequel. It's the telling of the story of like a mythic hero. So having that as an introduction to a character in those kind of situations where it's like a stranger comes to town and you follow them, or someone interrupts the status quo, like that's kind of what you're talking about, the underdog story. Those are all great hooks. I think that's a great way to look at those kind of environments, because really it's kind of it's hard to do because it feels like it's a little too real right now. I think is the problem, but you can find those fantasy settings in those kind of stories, and I think that can be helpful.
Eat the rich.
Yeah, eat the rich. I'm gonna try to stay calm today.
No existential work.
No existential work. Session zeros are really important. I love Dark Sun. Yeah, Dark Sun. I think it's a really unique environment, because like I would honestly put like Conan the Barbarian in the Dark Sun universe. If you want to do something more eldritch horror, I think Dark Sun's a good place to do it, because like magic should be weird and far between, and just like strange. I was watching something the other day. I'm gonna roll the dice first before I talk about this. I was watching something the other day, and I can't remember who it was. It was a live play, but someone was describing the spell to their characters, or to the other players. Like the DM explained how the spell worked, and then the character decided to explain how their character thought the spell worked, And I really liked that idea. They're like, not everybody knows exactly the mechanics of spells and magic, and so Dark Sun double so. Like, no one should know how spells work. If someone has any kind of magic, it's like, what the hell did you just do? It's like, yeah, I picked that tree up with my mind, but not psychically. Luxodon Circle of the Stars. That's a good starting one.
Also, like, magic in Dark Sun actually kind of hurts the environment around you and people. Like, because there's like, unlike, say, Forgotten Realms, where there's like the weave of magic, Dark Sun doesn't have it.
Yeah.
They've lost it. They've used it up magic so much that it's gone.
That's kind of
layer.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons I like the idea of the any Lovecraftian horrors kind of fitting into it, because it's like towards the end of the cycle of the universe, right? Like,
yeah,
the only thing that's left is in the material plane. It's just dirt. so finding those like weird things that are kind of bleeding into that reality is really cool, and would be a lot more detrimental to, say, like a wizard being like, oh, it's just a weird space creature, versus someone who has no idea how anything like that would work, really like breaking their brain. The Amulet book series would make a cool D&D group. I don't know that one. My current D&D character is half insane plasmoid who is unwillingly plane walks. Okay. Due to him switching between. Interesting. That sounds like a difficult character to play. Definitely a high-level campaign for someone like Mad Max for a session, considering the survival roles and many enemies. Yep. I've also seen some people play like Fallout campaigns. Those work pretty well.
Going back to Mad Max, best movie is Thunderdome, hands down. Probably because it's the only one I actually watched.
Circle of the Stars is the
Constellation Druid.
Man, I still have never played that one.
It's one of the better ones.
It's more magic based, right? Like it's...
Yeah, so when you use your wild shape, you can still opt for the animal shape, but the main feature is you take on a starry form.
Seems weird.
Which has like a constellation. You get 3 of them: the Archer, Chalice, and Dragon.
Okay, got it.
The Dragon one makes you a better spellcaster because it gives you advantage on concentration checks and a few other bonuses.
And last session I almost died. How I lived. Fireballs. Few issues can't be resolved with fireballs. That's true. Yeah. I'm gonna play a deep known one of the in a Lovecraft Country themed one shot next week. Nice. That sounds fun. Gotta hope. So do they actually take on the, like... That's an interesting idea. I really like that. There's a, like the medium in Pathfinder has something similar where like you take the aspect of a ghost spirit, yeah. So like during the day you can become an ancient archer, or you can become like a barbarian for that little time while you're channeling it. So do you actually like take on a physical form of the archer? Because that would be pretty cool. But if you're just like dots of stars, that's a little strange to me.
Well, you take on like it. They leave it up to interpretation, like how you want to, like, flavor. Because it's just like in your star form, you take on aspects of, say, if you take aspects of the archer, you get like free guiding bolt. That's, I guess it's guiding bolt. That does like a D6, later on it's a D8, and later on it's like a D10 of radiant damage.
Okay.
You can just use as a bonus action to fire. The Chalice one makes you a better healer by, I think, just letting you roll full, like 9 roll, you just give them the full amount.
That's cool, yeah. I like those ideas when like maximizing your healing. Actual maximizing is a meta magic thing. Remember that most of H.P. Lovecraft stories are set in the near in our near Massachusetts, so you should probably mentally give it all the characters Boston accents. Oh my god, it's an Eldritch horror. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Can you draw a... I can't read that cyborg from Riffs. I don't know what that is. I'd have to look it up. So did I miss much artwork? Seems like we're just starting. I know Rook is drawing Luxon, but what is Druid drawing? Druid is not here today, which is fine. Jolene is drawing with us today, and they're drawing a tiefling, a winged tiefling. And I am drawing a Luxon. That's the only thing we've drawn so far today. Let me add this. Add Brother Malachi's suggestion on there. I don't know what that is, but if it's from a tabletop RPG, I will draw it. Rifts, huh? I don't know. Is that a tabletop RPG or is that a video game?
That's a video game.
Dang it.
Rift.
Well, I know Rift, but not Rifts. Is that an S on the end of it? Or is that something different?
I'm assuming it's the same.
My planet is a magical Gundam robot. You can do that. I've seen a few people do those. They're fun. I'm going to start over. I have a better idea.
Oh, guess I was wrong. It's a kind of an insectoid robot person.
Interesting. Is it from the video game? Is that what we're talking about?
No, it actually is from a tabletop.
Nice.
Okay, I was wrong about the archer. So you effectively do get a guiding bolt, but it's just a ranged spell attack that deals radiant damage.
Okay, so you don't have to have a bow to be able to shoot the bow. Is essentially what's going on.
Like, I know a lot of people who've made like art for their characters who are druids. Like they'll have like a little bow of light that kind of materializes.
Tachi style from Bleach. Is that his name? Quincy guy?
Uriel or something like that. It's Urio.
Maybe that's it, man. It's been too long.
Yeah, the big nerd. At 14th level, you get the ability called Full Stars. So while in your starry form, you become partially incorporeal.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
And so you're resistant to all physical damage of bludgeoning, piercing, slashing. Which also applies for magic of those types.
Realistically, it's just like a warforged that happens to be complementary, that's humanoid shape that you could fit in. There's a lot of really cool stuff you can do with Eidolons in Pathfinder. I would suggest looking at those. Atomic Heart. I don't have any opinions on it. I haven't seen it. I haven't played it. Probably not going to play it, but just because I don't play a lot of first-person games, single-player games. Spirit Warrior from Spelljammers are pretty much an undead fantasy bug mech from Dubin? Spelljammers has some cool stuff. Or Battler Dubin. I don't know what that is either. Looks pretty, story man, gunplay is okay, pretty much kind of bland. 6 out of play Bioshock. Okay, that's good. That's a review. The plan is wild magic and artificer gets large spells, but big Gundam suit armor become a literal god. Yeah, that sounds a lot like the old school Eidolon summoner in Pathfinder, which was inherently broken. Because you basically can just stack all of your intelligence, and then you make your Eidolon stack all physical, and you have 18s across the board at like level 2. So.
And then they tried to fix it with the Unchained.
Yeah. Which essentially, I mean, like, you can do a lot of fun stuff with that kind of summoning thing. Like, you can become a Power Ranger, you can become a Gundam pilot. You can become a magical girl, but I think it just you have to purposefully not break it because it gives you a lot of freedom.
Yeah.
A lot of freedom. Roll to 5 now. Total stunt bard. I don't know what a stunt bard is. Cruises around on a magic carpet. That's creepy, Corvus.
That's what came up.
No, I don't want to do that. Constellations, eh?
Yeah. I've seen some where they're just kind of like floating above the head.
I like that idea.
Or they just like body turns into like a little galaxy. Like a lot of the Theros art, actually.
Yeah, the Theros is pretty good. Pretty good example of that.
Everyone was expecting the Star Druid to come out in the Theros book, but it wasn't.
Yeah, that seems a little strange that it didn't. Especially since the well, I guess this is a Luxodon, so that's the other component of it, but that's not Star Druid normally. Actually poison javelins. Oh no. Spelljammer's Bionoids are elves in Guyver suits. That could be pretty cool. Make my DM get mad because I became a menace. Yeah, that's usually why people don't allow them. Essentially, because like at that point when you're doing that kind of stuff, you're essentially playing two characters. Which can debalance the game really fast unless your DM is prepared for it. I feel like I've forgotten how elephants look. Now I'm just making it up.
They usually look a bit pointy.
Yeah. Be a bit floofier. I'm real big.
There's you an elephant.
Oops, I'm sorry. Oh, that's so much better. The nose should be so much bigger. References, people. Use your references.
Always use them.
I'm going to switch up the music real quick. Hold on. Did that work? Okay. That's weird. All right, what did I miss? The audio is music. Never mind. Quiet. Changing up the tunes. Yeah. I feel like if you're a druid of the stars, I want to make something interesting with like the clothes. I feel like that might almost be robes. It's like a long.
You go like the Astrosurge from Final Fantasy.
That's true. I guess so. Oh, Arrange. Why are you so bad? It's because he's a fucking nerd. I really wanted to get into that because they like have playing cards and stuff. I'm like, that's cool. I couldn't get into the play style of it. One of these days I'll try it again. Robes and meteor chunks? Yeah, that's a good idea. Meet the true Star-Lord. You were gonna eat me. That was a joke. Not to me. Rulebook be damned. Give that trunk a billy club for bonking. Yeah, I definitely. If you guys haven't seen my Luxodon video, I think the trunk should definitely have some. Even if it's just a natural attack to like whack people with it, trunks are just muscle. They're just giant chunks of muscle. So like, whack the shit out of things with it. If anything, they should be able to carry more than the arms of a Luxodon, but who knows? Trunks should be dexterous enough to wield simple weapons. Yep, I agree. Definitely agree. This guy's a little too thin. We gotta make him chunkier. Gotta have that Luxodon chunk. I think that's about good. Let's see if we can get some good texture in here on the trunk. think the same thing for tiefling tails, though it might be a disadvantage to keep things in the grip. Yeah, it really depends. If they have like a prehensile tail, I think you could definitely hold things for sure. They did some fun stuff in Pathfinder with like tail caps, so you could put like a blade on the tail if you're a kobold. I don't see why tieflings couldn't do something like that, but the 5e tiefling tails are thick compared to other ones, so it's kind of a
Well, they're not prehensile, so
yeah. It really depends on like the design of your tiefling. So but the other thing that people don't really look at with 5e is their like the multiple attack penalties and stuff. Like if you have 4 hands, sure, you're going to be able to attack more, but like at what cost? It's not going to be as effective as say one directed strike. So a lot of times the class kind of balances it out regardless. Like monks having extra attacks. Like, yeah, if you have 4 arms and you have an extra attack with a monk, just you can use the weapon in that 3rd hand. That's really all you're doing. Or using your bonus action to attack with the other 2 hands. That's another way I've done it. So it really just depends on the weapons you have and how you want to balance that out, but I don't see a problem with it. Yeah, Hashi Brown, I wouldn't let you hold a sword with that tail. That's a great example of not a good sword tail. Unless you monk it. Getting down to -20, so the last attack would be rough. Yeah. 2E has rules for this. Yeah, it does. It does. And it works really well. I think the other fun thing you can do is cluster attacks. So if you have 4 weapons, I would let somebody essentially do their bonus attack as their tertiary weapon. So like if you have 4 arms, 2 of your arms have daggers in them because they're small. So you do your 2 main attacks, and then the 3rd attack would be the bonus attack, and you just do a stabbing attack with both weapons. So it's going to be at a really disadvantage to hit, but if it does hit, sure, like stab them twice. I don't care. Just clump the damage up so it's not like 5 or 6 consecutive rolls in a turn, because that can get messy. Then penalties get real thick pretty fast. Yeah. That being said, though, if you have a might stop drawing now since I have a few things to do. Stick around and stream though. Yeah, thanks for hanging out and sketching. I missed the turtle because I was zoomed in on the elephant. We'll look at it. Awesome. I like that. That's really good. That's really cool. Thank you for drawing with us today. Yeah, there's a couple things you can do with multi attack penalties, and at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. It's just a bonus thing that your character can do, and the DM needs to be aware of that. So it's like you have 4 arms, and you have the feats that allow you to not take penalties on those, so you can make 4 attacks in a round. Great, like this the same amount of damage as like 2 really really big powerful Flameberg attacks. So it's just something your DM needs to be aware of.
I definitely noticed though with 5th edition and 2nd edition Pathfinder is your ancestry really is just kind of flavor for your class anymore.
6. I rolled a 6. Yeah, and I think I kind of like that. Like the ancestry really should just be additive to your class, so that you should have what you look like, and then like what abilities you have, which should be related, but not necessarily. Like if you're a wizard, Luxodon, yeah, you probably don't have the best trunk for fighting. Like you don't know how to do that. That's not something you've trained with. But if you want to hold them on, sure, yeah. I have some good.
They could hold a paintbrush.
Yeah. A Leonid Undead Warlock, Mummy Lord Patron. Nice. Okay. Cat Skull. I do have some good comments here. Let me read some of these and catch up on chat. 3E has rules too. 3.5 and Pathfinder are essentially the same. They're compatible. Tieflings have lost a lot of their variants in the last few years. They're basically just multicolored humans with horns and tails now, but originally planescapes, they came in from shapes and sizes. Yeah, I agree with that. Saron. A lot of the tieflings, because in my mind, any tiefling should really just be an outsider scion, like a any race plus an outsider. So you can get tons of weird combinations. The tieflings specifically in Pathfinder come from one location, and they're all spawns of devils, I believe. So like they are very generic. They're all the same, I guess, not generic, but like homogenous. Like they're all very similar. So I think with D&D they tend to do that just because they're writing a story from one location. So when they say things like tieflings, they're specifically talking about one very specific group of tieflings, and because of that, I think when you're making a character, you can get really creative with it. Same thing with Aarakocra, and that's like the Owlins didn't need to be a separate group. They should have just been like Aarakocra variants, but because they're writing a new story in a new location, they refer to them as Owlins. They're Aarakocra, so it's fine. I think that kind of stuff's great. Or a chain demon tiefling with hooks and crazy stuff coming out of the foot. Yeah, exactly. Yep. I loved all those kind of different tieflings. I have a tiefling video about that. You should watch it. It's great. Mine got chosen. Mommy Ra.
The ever living.
Dada Johnny.
Surprised that's not a magic card yet.
I think it might be. Can't remember. Magic likes to like have internal stories for all of their characters. Like you can read the books and stuff about them. And so I've talked to a few of the designers, and yeah, they get really pissy when I say stuff like that. They're like, they never went to that plane. I'm like, well, I don't care. It's just a cool idea. I say really pissed, but that's hyperbolic. I've had one conversation about that. And I just got shut down. Which is a legit thing to do. Forked tongues and mandatory sass. I assume that's for the tieflings. Tiefling with insectile spiny. Yeah, tons and tons of options. Basically, any outsider race you could try to make a tiefling variant of. There's even a few there's a few orc tieflings that aren't called tieflings. So like that's a great example of the disparity I'm talking about. Like tiefling is very supposed to be a specific type, but
yeah, human with fiendish ancestry.
Yeah. So I don't think that's necessary. I think tiefling can be more broad.
Yeah, I'm not sure how long back that goes, because I know it goes back pretty far.
I think I mean, tieflings have been around for a long time. As a playable race, I think that was 3rd or 4th edition. I want to say 3rd
Well, I'm
edition.
talking about like the Tanarok and the orc variation of a tiefling. Because I think they've been around for a long time as well.
What was this supposed to be?
A undead warlock.
Warlock, okay. Oops. It was an undead warlock, not an undead Leonid. Well, I've made a decision.
It's an decision to make.
I've decided to put the comma in a different spot.
Yeah, so Tanaroks are from 3rd edition. No, 2nd edition.
2nd edition, okay.
Yep, so they've been around for a while too.
Hot streaming piping take. No, I don't actually. Or is this the villains? Is this the take? Is this it right here? Villains, especially bad guys, should do bad things, sometimes proportionally to the good your PCs do. I don't know. I mean, I think that's one story to tell, you know? I think another way to look at it is, like, things don't have to be black and white, you know? They can always be different shades of gray. I really like the villains that the players can kind of connect to. Like, it doesn't have to be like a huge moral quandary, like, we need to murder all these orphans, otherwise the universe explodes. But, like, giving a villain a rational thing to do that is maybe, like, not a good choice. Like, you could see their argument, like, man, okay, I get what you're doing, but you shouldn't do that anyways, right? Then the players have a way to talk to him instead of just, like, walk up and be like, you're bad because I watched you punch that puppy. And then that's the fight, right? Like, it doesn't have to be overt.
Like Dracula in Castlevania.
Yeah. Castlevania was good. It's like, yeah, the church is kind of wrong in this situation, but maybe don't murder everybody.
No, murder everyone. I just like that Trevor's like, yeah, people are crap. But I got a job to do, so, like, I agree with you, Dracula, but I'm a Belmont.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I like that. I like it when you can kind of, like, see the rationality behind the big bad evil guy and be like, okay, yeah, I get why you're doing this, but I don't agree with it. I've played a lot of games where it's just like, yeah, the overt nature of, like, here, let me as the big bad evil guy torture someone in front of you so you hate me. It's like, you could have just I didn't need to see you do this to, like, understand that you're the bad guy. And I feel like a lot of movies do that too, just making their villains, like, hyper evil, so you don't feel bad about the characters killing them later. Yeah. There's rational evil, and then there's evil for evil's sake. Exactly, yeah. Big bad evil guys being chaotic stupid is also not fun. Thinking so grand and blinded by righteousness. Yeah, exactly. Proportionality is key. Hybrids aren't generally well understood. In Moat? I think that's supposed to be most. Yeah, in most of the games this far. Lots of ambiguity among the NPCs and even count as hybrids, and microcultures tend to have wildly different ideas about them. Yeah, and so a good example of that is the like the half elves. For 5e, they're just like, instead of letting people play orcs and elves and all these other things, like, let's just make a whole bunch of half races. And it's like, you could just let them be human and take, like, elf lineages, right? Or you could make them be orcs and then have human lineages. But that adds complexity to character creation, and instead of just saying, here's a character base, use it. So I think that's why they did a lot of that stuff. But, like, I think a lot of the balancing of the half elves and half orcs is bad. Like, the actual stats they've given them, because they've basically taken all of the good attributes from both races and mixed them together, when really you should just be taking pieces and chunks of each of the races. Because, yeah, it's like, I want to be an orc, but I don't want sunlight sensitivity. I'm going to be a half orc. It's just like, what? No, be an orc. Just be an orc. It's going to be awesome.
The Pathfinder got on that board where it's like, orcs don't have sunlight sensitivity anymore.
In 2nd edition, they don't have it?
Mm-mm.
I think what it might be, because I've noticed a couple of these, is like, they've basically taken away dark vision too, and then that's one of the feats you have to take, one of the ancestry feats, and then that gives you
I know that's the case for some of them. I think orcs naturally start with it, but
Do
they
they?
just
Okay.
got rid of sunlight sensitivity.
Cool.
Because kobolds don't have it.
They might
either.
have, maybe it was, they have the, like, you can upgrade it and then you get the sunlight sensitivity. I don't remember. I'd have to look. But yeah, it seems like instead of just granting you all of these racial abilities, they've basically taken them all away and then you have to get them back. Instead of having a negative, you just have to get them back with feats.
Yeah.
But I'd be okay with doing that too if you wanted to gain those back to take a negative feature to gain an extra ancestry trait. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I love this.
Here they get 10 hit points, size medium, 25 feet of movement, which seems to be the baseline for every race.
Yeah.
And some are above that. Ability score increase of strength and 1 free. And they just have dark vision.
Okay.
And then you could take a heritage thing. So it's like you could be a deep borg.
Nice. Does that give you perfect dark vision?
No. Makes you better, gives you combat or terrain expertise and combat climber. Specifically for underground terrain.
Gotcha. I like how the ancestry feats in Pathfinder 2nd Edition work, since it's less of a race and really powerful option without making them too powerful overall. I agree. Yeah, I really like it. Should dwells be more of a thing or more of unconventional pairings like kobold lizardmen? I think specifically the dwarf and elf thing, like the everything is based off Tolkien. Like a lot of the D&D is still based off Tolkien. And so like dwarves and elves just didn't like each other. So yeah, I think I'm totally fine with people doing that. I don't care. But in the world lore, yeah, they should be pretty uncommon. One leg is shorter than the other. My D&D hot take is that humans should have night vision. Either everyone has it or no one has it. I mean, but humans don't have night vision. I think the D&D kind of went a weird way because they got rid of... they didn't really get rid of it, but they stopped giving it to people. Because there used to be low light vision, which humans technically should have, letting you see like 10 feet in low light, dim light, low light, light, darkness, deeper darkness, magical darkness, and then bright sunlight. They've condensed that down and just basically got rid of all the stuff. So everybody has dark vision instead of having like low light vision or dim vision or night vision. Because dark vision is thermal vision, which really only a handful of things should have, like orcs and drow and elves didn't have dark vision, right? I think they just had low light vision. They could see normally in low and dim lights. So I don't know. I love Tolkien. I hate Tolkienese. Tolkien-esque. So bland. Doesn't have any lore. I mean, the Tolkien universe has tons of lore. You just don't see it without reading it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is the YouTube chat frozen? No. Somehow I keep backing up on the stream. What can I do to make this look more like a warlock? What do you think?
I don't know. Hieroglyphics all over their body because they're patrons of Mummy Lord.
Oh yeah, Mummy Lord. I forgot about the Mummy Lord. Okay. Let's desiccate them a little more then. Like, we'll wrap them up a little bit.
Yeah, Elves and Pathfinder.
Holy, this is a lot of words. There's a lot of typing. We have a good chat going today. Without a doubt, tattoos and runes. Yeah, let's get like an actual ribbon going here. We'll put some chats on.
Yeah, it looks like they just have low light vision.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I do know elves can get like a feat that gives them dark vision though. At least in 2nd edition, because I looked at elves.
Yeah. Finny and Fine Eye are fun to play.
I didn't have to take a beat. I started out with dark vision.
On which of your characters?
Only have 2 characters.
Okay. I don't know if I believe that, but I'll take your word for it.
I mean, there's only 2 little tokens for my characters, so that's the only characters I play.
If you carve out some flesh to make it sell underneath, yeah, I can do that. Every other playable race seems to have magical dark vision. Humans should have it too. Give humans a bit more pizzazz. I mean, yeah. See, I have to disagree with that because I think less people should have dark vision. That's really my argument. Instead of giving it to everybody, it should be more rare. I hate that everybody has it in 5e. It feels lazy and boring to me. But really, what it is the same thing they did with everything else in 5e, which they tried to like homogenize it so that everything is more balanced. And they did that in a way that is buffing everything, which I think is smart because it there's a lot less disparity between like really bad kobolds and drow. So I get why they did it, but I like the downsides to things. I like humans that, you know, can't see in the dark, and then you have to play around that, and you have to bring spells for it, and you have to balance your torches and stuff like that. But a lot of people just don't want to deal with it, and I think that's fine. The other way around it, that, you know, the DM used to just be like, you walk into the room and the torch is light. So, who knows? Simplify it to over appeal for people. Yeah, exactly. I think Forgotten Realms lures LLC in the dark through the weave, or the background magic, not so much low light or magical echoes of everything. I've let people do that in the past too, if like they're in a magical place using detect magic that can kind of gain additional sight. I think that's a really fun way to do that. Magical dark vision could do the same thing. True sight is really cool, and I don't think there's enough access to it, or at least enough use of it. I might start making some magical items that give you like true sight. Make it a warlock like a pack boon, undead features. Yeah.
In addition to humans, Dragonborn don't have dark vision. Halflings don't. Aarakocra don't. And Goliath don't.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Also, I think Furbolgs also don't get it, surprisingly.
That surprises me. I thought Furbolgs did.
Because I remember Taliesin always having to light his staff up for
That's true.
light. So, if you don't want to play a character if you want to play a character that doesn't have dark vision, there are options.
Yeah. That's why I think humans should have dark vision. In other words, just remove light mechanics from the game entirely, since the game included doesn't care about them. Yeah, and that's my counter. Is I think that's the lazy way around it. I think the better option would be to make the lighting system more robust and meaningful. Because like in 5e, the other crappy part about it is like if you're completely blind, it's disadvantage. So it's like, okay, since I'm completely blind, I'm just going to use this giant sword that I can't normally wield because that gives me disadvantage, and I'm going to swing wildly at the person because I already have disadvantage. I'm going to take 3 attacks because I already have disadvantage. Like, there's no, like, lighting does nothing. Lighting does nothing in that game. So 5e's always been kind of a bummer like that for me. And so, yeah, at that point, if you want to play it that way, just don't worry about it. Like, as your DM, just never, ever talk about lighting. And it doesn't matter what people have.
Yeah. There's actually a lot more mages that don't have dark vision than I thought there was.
I think a big chunk of it is just because people have been playing... like, I think half orcs do...
yeah.
I'm surprised. I thought Goliaths did, but maybe you're right. Maybe it's...
I even looked at the updated version. They don't. Neither do lizard folk. So there's like 9 different groups that don't have dark vision.
Oh, I stand corrected then.
I don't mean to actually you. I just
No, that's fine.
want to make sure we get information correct, so we don't get actually.
Yeah.
Neither do centaurs. I figured they would, considering they're Fae. Weird. So, but most of the popular races all have dark vision. So.
Mm-hmm. You know, if you're in full darkness, you suffer a penalty for perception. Yeah.
I thought it was also in dim light as well.
Yeah, you should. You should. It depends on what you're looking at, where you're at.
Yeah.
I usually take those things into account and just don't tell the players about it. Like I change the DC depending. So if someone's trying to see something, it's like, hey, that guy's in total darkness, so he gets a plus 20. Like, depends. Moving beyond a walk, you have a malice to perception. You get negatives to perception for a lot of stuff, especially like sounds can give you bonuses to perception. Sleeping.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be able to hide unless you're in total concealment. Things like that. Like walking across a well-lit room gives you a huge negative to stealth. Stuff like that. Like there's a whole bunch of different things that people don't take into account. With lighting specifically that should be looked at.
So in lightly obscured areas, which dim light counts as lightly obscured, all creatures have disadvantage on wisdom perception checks that rely on sight.
Yeah.
In darkness, you're just totally blinded.
Yeah, you shouldn't be able to see things that are in total darkness. Which, like, a lot of that is taken care of by Foundry, which is really cool. Like, Foundry just, if you have the lighting set up right, if someone doesn't have dark vision, they walk into the darkness and then they're just gone. But in 5e, technically you can still attack that. It's like, all right, whatever. I don't care. Let's do it.
Just give them a really high AC or just not have them roll. It's like, yeah, no, you can't attack that. Sorry.
I want to swing at the darkness. Like, go right ahead.
Nope. You miss.
The reason sneaking feels wonky and makes no sense is really because most people just skip over any sort of sneaking perception rules. Yeah, a lot of people just nowadays just treat it like stealth in WoW. You know, it's just like I click the button and now I'm invisible. It's like that's not how that works, but sure, if that's how you want it to work, well, just go. And I think some of my players have gotten a lot better about it. Like, but it's like, yeah, if you're stealth and then you walk out into the open battlefield, you know, your stealth roll takes a hit. It doesn't mean you couldn't sneakily like jump across a room at the right moment. That's totally what your stealth roll is for. But being like completely undetected is pretty tough.
Yeah.
Tough.
That's why you gotta throw a big fat fog cloud.
Yep. When Kevin the Necromancer had a game, he was playing with his team, and he gave him a ring of obscuring mist, so you could cast obscuring mist like 3 times a day. And they would always use it, like they'd walk into the bar, do the mist thing, and then just start doing shit and like stealing beers and stuff. And it's like, 1, the people know that the mist shoots out of you every time. 2, you can't see in the mist either. Like, there's so many funny things. And they always use it as a goof and never like mechanically, which was fine. My messages are invisible. What? I'm a ghost. My messages are invisible. I'm not sure.
I can see your messages.
I can see them. Played with the blind beast folk that saw through scent. That's really cool. It was interesting saving scent description by smell intensity and direction. That's a neat way to do it. I've done a few things with that too, about like if someone has an actual scent perception, I'll give them that separately from their vision. So even in darkness, it's like, yeah, there's somebody right over here. Like you can smell them.
There's a gnome heritage in Pathfinder that gets sent as a imprecise thing that they could do. It's a bit weird. I was like, out of left field. Like, okay.
Yeah, we have a lot of people. Sometimes like they'll write stuff in the chat, and then YouTube will censor them, and so we don't miss their chat. And I'm still struggling to keep up with the chat because I'm drawing, talking, and only have one eye at the moment.
Yeah.
So I missed your chats. I'm sorry about that.
And I've been Googling information.
I think I'm about done with this big boy. You want to be my disciple? I get your face. What? I get your face. Nom, 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 nom.
I am Mamra, the ever-living.
In a game I'm in, I'm like a pure badass when I kill things and an explosion happens behind me. Okay. It's cast fireball behind you every time someone's about to die. Cast's been scrolling by, so it happens, yeah. In Witcher, if you were born blind, then you wouldn't suffer the penalties for blindness, and you might have blind sight for a bit. Yeah, there's a few, especially like if you're trained, right? So like if you trained blind, there's a couple things that do that. Like there's a few monk feats that do that, because there was a blind monk build for a long time, and there's a few other ancestry feats that, yeah, you essentially give up normal vision for like 5 to 10 feet of blind sense, or blind fighting as a feat. Yeah, those have worked out. I've done that for a few people in the past. Inferno's character had something like that, and we kind of just eventually stopped worrying about it because it was Inferno kept reading books and stuff, and I was like, I don't think this is how that works. We just hand waved it a lot.
I've never actually looked at the blind fighting feat for 5th edition.
It's pretty basic. I mean, it is exactly what it sounds like. You have blind fighting for like, I think it's basically regardless of lighting or conditions, you can see people within 5 to 10 feet of you perfectly.
And not what I'm reading. So as long as you can hear the opponent, they do not gain advantage on attacks against you.
Oh,
as you cannot see them.
Interesting.
As long as you can hear the opponent, your attacks do not suffer disadvantage.
So it's not based on distance. Interesting. Well, I've been severely underusing that for a while, a long while. Okay, I think I'm done with this bad boy. I'm gonna give him like some little etches. We'll etch into his skull here. Fighting style rather is a 10-foot blind sight. Okay.
Yeah, the fighting style. A blind archer.
Could be interesting.
I could see that like being for like an elf, where like I imagine elves have better perception and hearing. So
17. Rune Witch with an adorable little fox familiar brewing potions. Might be a little more complicated. Definitely draw a witch with a fox. Foxy witch, maybe?
well, it was a male, so
Yeah.
so handsome.
It sounds like something Burning would draw.
You get some interesting little rune tattoos.
Do love drawing me some witches. I don't really draw familiars as well, but I have a fun idea too. Final touch. Wait, what? Anyone find a little weird plasmoid ooze that don't have blindsight or true scent, whatever it's called? What do they have? I don't remember what oozes have. A final touch maybe out of Chibi Shadow Spirit? What do you mean? What are we adding it to? Thrill drawing 1 or 2. I think this is the 3rd one I've done. Good morning, how are y'all feeling today? It's been a minute since I've gotten into the stream. No problem, Dragon. How's it going? Puppeteer, welcome, welcome. Warlock Wolf Dude, but too late. Oh, yeah, no. We'll move past it.
Remember what I was looking up? Plasmoids.
Gamma, hello, hello. Doing alright today.
I'm just glad they didn't make them shapeshifters.
Make who shapeshifters?
The plasmoids.
Ah.
They're just like vaguely humanoid shaped oozes. Unlike that.
Is that the Starfinder ones?
Yeah. Spelljammer, you mean?
Spelljammer. What did I say, Starfinder?
Yeah. 2 different properties.
You smirched the lion. Your favorite type of orc in pop culture? Lizard, that's a tough one. I really like the what is it? The Legend of Zelda orcs I really like because they're like just giant boar people. But they're also more goblins than orc. So honestly, I don't know. Like the orcs in Warcraft are pretty good too.
I'm surprised that's what you didn't say first.
Well, I mean they're great, but I like the Legend of Zelda orcs better. Tusks is where it's at. And we find a little weird. Yeah, the blindsight thing. I think that's true. I'm heading out for now. Maybe back. Draw a witch or 3 when I get back. No problem, Bernie. Thanks for hanging out. What order are these being drawn? Yeah. Roll the dice for it. Japanese style kobolds, so squishy and cute. Yeah, I like the little. There's a couple different kind of kobolds I like, but for the most part, I really enjoy the like little floofy dog kobolds.
I don't know if I actually particularly like any pop culture orcs.
I think pop culture orcs is the thing that's throwing me off because it's like orcs in Lord of the Rings or goblins, which is whatever. I liked them in the movie. The Orokai are pretty great.
Like the only I guess, variation of orcs I've liked, like because of just how different they were with Eberrons, where they're like a lot of the orcs in Eberron are like part of these druid clans that guard gateways to other dimensions.
Oh, interesting. That's kind of cool.
So kind of like the reverse of how they are in like Forgotten Realms, where they're like space invaders.
That might be a World of Warcraft thing.
Yeah, I just know it may have been 3rd edition or 3.5. They were like talk about like the orc gate wars, where these just portals open and orcs just start flooding in from somewhere else.
Funny.
Like, it sounds like Warcraft.
Yeah, Dark
Warcraft's
Portal.
still D&D. Or vice versa.
God, is it only Wednesday? I just
Yes.
oh, I just had a moment.
Yes, it is.
Just had a moment. To go to my appointment tomorrow. Dilate my eyeballs again. No time, never enough time, and always never Friday. My least favorite orcs are the ones from Bright, 0 to 10 World. And Bright had a lot of potential and did nothing with it. So, yeah.
Yes. It tried to do too many things.
Yep.
I definitely like the animated movie that they did better.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah. It's called Bright Samurai Soul.
Oh, that's right. It wasn't. It was a different. It wasn't like an anime thing, wasn't it?
It was like a prequel.
That's why I didn't watch it.
Sort of a prequel thing. I think it did a better job explaining what the Bright was and what they do.
Sure.
Than the Will Smith movie.
The Will Smith movie didn't go anywhere. It didn't do anything. It was so strange.
Yeah, it felt too long. It felt like it was like 3 different movies crammed into one.
Yeah. Want to smirch the orc waifu? I don't know what what you're talking about there. What's been drawn so far? You couldn't tell you. An undead Leonid and a Luxodon, I think. Scroll back through the video. Brain shut off already. What color eyes do foxes have? Alchemist, so we'll give him some Poshies. Whole bunch of potions on the belt. Are witches just wizards? Or are witches sorcerers? Or have we used vague terms to describe a character improperly? I would argue that witches are probably sorcerers. Lady doesn't need to see with the eyes. Witches are female wizards. Okay. So we're saying they're wizards. We're going to give them a spell book. They could also be warlocks. Alright, witch is not a good term to describe characters then, unless there's an actual witch class. Witch definitely has like a pop culture vibe though, so I'm gonna give him a big old hat. To my knowledge, witches are more hex and curse-based magic than wizards, and also study on the elements. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Their cauldron doubles as a spellcasting focus. Okay, I mean that would work for wizards if you want to use a wizard as a base. But it seems I won. Alchemist. That's why you have male witches and female wizards. Yeah, I think there needs to be a differentiation there. We need more official D&D art for artificers that show them like witchy voodoo instead of steampunk. I mean, are they witchy voodoo? Because I don't know if there are any. I guess you can be an alchemist, but I really hate the alchemist artificer thing. I think alchemists should definitely be wizards. A wizard thing. Get my broom. Time is it here? 12:30. We're doing all right. I think we'll keep going. We have quite a few left, so I'll probably roll the dice a few more times here. But might take a break for 5 minutes or so just to get up and around. We've been drawing for about an hour and a half. So let's finish up this guy, and then we'll take a quick break. Jicklin for orcs. The thing about D&D is that if you don't like something, you can change it. Yeah. Yep, I agree. Has anyone here tried the coffee lock build? I have not. It's a little ridiculous. But I think there's some other ways around doing that. I'm also really I will let people have items that like recharge spell slots. So I'm okay with people doing that kind of stuff all the time. But I haven't tried a full build around it yet. I've definitely had some players get a little silly with the amount of times they can cast Lightning Bolt in a day. Armor Artificer. Lots of old myths had witches covering themselves in plates and then fighting that way. Oh, plants. Like Achilles. Okay. Covering yourself in plates is different. Watching on my iPad means that for some streamers I can only go back 14-15 minutes. Interesting. That is strange. I don't think coffee locks work in raw. I don't think they do either. Usual DM is the one that brought it up to me. Yeah, Zeeb did a good video about it a while back. It's a funny idea. I don't quite remember exactly how it works, but the idea is that you just have infinite spell slots. All right. Yeah, my eyes are definitely burning out. Let me take a quick break. I'm gonna take a quick 5-minute break here. Go stand up, do some stretches, for my eyes. Get a little bit of a rest, get a drink. People go get a snack, and we'll come back and we'll roll the dice again. We'll draw some more fun stuff. Just off my game, what all did you draw when I was half paying attention? Lionid, Undead Lionid, Warlock, I think is what we missed. Maybe some barbels off the hat. That could be fun. Whoop. I'm gonna go get some snap peas. That sounds really good. Get a quick snack. All right, everyone. Hang tight. Be chill. Take a quick break. Go get some. Go get a snack. Go get some water. Take a quick walk around the room. We'll be back. We'll be back in 1 second. Use the restroom. And we'll be back. We'll draw some stuff. How's that sound? Drew to the Stars. That's what it was. Lexodon Drew to the Stars. Undead, Lion, Warlock, and the Switch. Yeah. I like the Switch boy. He's good. Okay. Hang tight, everyone. I will be right back. Rip. Okay, we're back. Got a drink. Got some snacks. Got some cherry tomatoes. Welcome back, everybody. Business ask, is your suggestion on the chart? I believe so. Was that the plasmoid? I rolled a 2. A Karashi? Halfling size psychic rhino people from Pathfinder. Nice. Okay. I hope people are back. Apparently we're drawing a tiny rhino boy. Forgot I made myself some blackened chicken last night. I found it in the fridge and I was very excited. Okay. Tiny rhino people. Are rhinos derpy looking? I don't know how derpy to make them. Just finished my second mission in Vermintide 2 and I'm starting to realize how awesome fire magic is. Thinking it was boring and generic. I played that game when it was in like early access and I thought it was hot garbage, but people keep telling me it's really good now, so maybe I'll have to try it again. Vermintide 2? I think it's a Warhammer game. Should we make them really, really chunk? I think we're gonna make them really chunk. Are rhinos fast or are they just really heavy? Like, are they fast because once they get going they can't stop? Or can they get going real fast? Where no one is the good guys. I guess I'm the only one here. I could use a little more space. All right, no class on this guy. I'm gonna make him a barbarian. This foot should probably be right here. Momentum, aka meat motion. Thicker than one. haven't played Sons of the Forest yet. I haven't. I don't know. I've never heard of that. They attack whatever's near them unless they raised in captivity, where the rhinos are oversized puppies. Predator-free environments. I may have made him a little too chunk. I don't know why I want rhinos to have axes, but it feels right. Would a sumo wrestler be a monk, barbarian, or fighter trained in armed combat? I think any of those would work. I think you can make an argument for each of those. Belgus. I kind of wanted to have like a really big axe that's just a little too big for him and he doesn't care. I want to chop wood again. I'm worried about my eyes, so I haven't been. But I want to chop more wood. It got really cold last week, and I'm like, it's not that cold. Oh, wait. Subnote for my suggestion, because I forgot to add it. He's a rogue. Arcane trickster. Okay. Rogue. We'll climb with them, yeah. Just remember the Simic Hybrid Sun Soul Monk that has laser crab claws. Not a suggestion. Calvin is my entire life in that game. He has the goofiest smile. I had him build a treehouse. Just never have him build a treehouse because he'll chop the tree down. Gotcha. Oh, it's the sequel to The Forest. Okay. Add NPCs for the PCs. Nice. That's cool. Didn't realize they had a sequel for that. I assume you're just still trapped on the island. I don't think they get off at the I don't think they escape the island at the end of the first one. Spoilers, I guess. Give him some sweet tattoos. Oh, maybe I'll make pho tonight. That sounds really good. Can I do that without salt? That's the question. Ooh, I don't like that. Whatever I just did, I don't like it. All right, what else can we add to this guy? His arm might be a little too chunk. No, I think it's all right. Just need to give him some muscle. Oh, I closed Discord. Hold on a second. Cobra Command. Should we give him a shoulder pad? Maybe some strap? Maybe we just give him some more arm tattoos or something. Should give him like a comb over. Very suave little rhino. Face marking scars? Yeah, we can do that. He's got like a stripe on his nose. That looks weird. I think probably what we're missing is some face detail. You do leave the island in the first one, the sequel effectively someone else having to survive a few years later. Ah. What if we give him like a goatee? Nope, I don't like that either. I need more pictures of rhinos, I think, is my problem. That's better. Why is rhinos blind? I guess, does anything, like, do lions and cheetahs worry about rhinos? Maybe they eat a baby rhino, but not a big one, I don't think. Paint his little jaw a little bit. Twirly mustache is everything, right? What are you doing, cat? I hear you back there. Oh boy. Oh, the cats are awake. feel like he needs a strap. Maybe he's got more axes. Maybe he's got a sword. He's got a big sword on his back. Pretty interesting little guy. It kind of looks like Kratos if he was cursed to live as his days as a staunch little rhino. Maybe a dagger strapped to his chest. I feel like we should just like deck him out with weapons. It's one of those little birds. All right, I'm down. I don't know what those birds look like. I feel like I've drawn a little mouse. Just a crime to sell the tusks and horde of fallen enemies, also racist. I mean, it kind of already is, but yeah. What kind of birds do you think of when someone says bird? I think if you're selling the horns of rhinos or the tusks of Loxodon, that would be offensive. Just like selling elf ears or people teeth would be weird and offensive. I think the question would be, is selling elephant things weird? I think that'd be the same as like, you know, selling primate parts. So it would just depend. Would a minotaur be mad about a hamburger? Would an Aarakocra be mad about eating chicken? Most birds eat other birds. They're carnivorous. Oxpecker. Okay. I think I'm about done with this. I think this is about as far as we're going to go. Fun little concept. These acts a little more daunting, maybe. I should have given him armor. That would have been way cooler now that I think about it. An armored rhino. Just given chance, opportunity, and lack of options, most creatures are capable of cannibalism. So I guess there's sort of a moral quandary alone. Yeah, in Mass Effect, there's a black market for Korgan testicles. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think any type of selling of sentient creature parts is dubious at best. So it's just a matter of whether or not, you know, how related are centaurs to horses, minotaurs to cows? Like, do they have allegiances or respect for those creatures? Which is why in many parts of the world, like, you don't eat primates because they're just too smart, too close to people. In other parts of the world, they don't care. Roo, cat. I don't know if you guys can hear him screaming in the other room. Probably need to go feed them soon. It's 1 o'clock. I think we'll do one more. We'll do one more, and then maybe we'll call it. Maybe we'll do 2 more. Do. Rolling them dice. May I please suggest a half-orc pirate mercenary barbarian? Fisher pants and a giant Chinese-style glaive. In each hand. A glaive in each hand, huh? Half-orc pirate. Roo? What's up, Skip Cat? Is it food time? Right, I gotta go feed this cat. 1 second, everybody. Hold on. Come on. Okay. Half-orc pirate. Half-orc pirate. Some of the components for spells are parts of humans which might have been bought. Sort of settling doesn't make indiscriminate make illegal at black market. Yeah, I mean, like, the Catholic Church has a ton of reliquaries of, like, bones of saints. so like, there's a lot of different ways to deal with that kind of stuff. I really do think it's just a lot about intent and stuff like that. What class? What class was this? Shoot, I don't remember. Make a go back and check. Mercenary Barbarian. Suppose they have a big koi fish on their chest. Let's see how we can do with that. I need to learn how to draw koi. That might be a fun project one day. Just draw a big koi fish. Have a tattoo like wrap around his arm and then go down. What kind of hair would a sailor have? Should we do the up like a ponytail, or should we do like maybe just long curly locks? A koi fish with tattoos of people. Yeah. Every request has had an X thing on it. Yeah. Maybe I didn't stipulate that though. Yeah. The rules this time. It's usually why I just say like race and class. Get lots of extra stuff, but people can tell me about their characters. That's fine. I just might not add it. Apparently, it's Emerald City Comic Con this week, which I didn't know. Probably won't be going to that. Cool that it's going. I think I want to do something different with the hair. Maybe I'll do something more Fabio-esque. The stream is frozen. That's no good. I have the stream frozen. Take a look here. Yeah, maybe refresh it. Does that sell out instantly like San Diego Comic-Con? I don't think so. I went last year. Maybe it was a year. Whenever it was. Maybe it was last year. And I got tickets like day of. So. Or maybe not. Maybe my tickets were reserved. So I'm not sure. I assume you can still get tickets, I think. But I could assume wrong. As I am wont to do from time to time. If he's a pirate, should we give him a beard? Oh yeah, there we go. You can't, are you just cruising for food? What's up? When in doubt, F5 it out. Yep, it's pretty good. Pretty good way to deal. You could give him a pirate hat. That could be pretty funny. Give him like a nice tricorn. Tricorn with a big feather. Yeah. Maybe they'll still give him some braids too. Well, Jack Sparrow this guy. Getting a big koi fish.
I am finally back.
We're back.
Yep.
You missed the tiny rhino.
Oh, yay.
Sorry.
I wasn't expecting it. Were you renting how they're tiny rhinos and not large rhinos?
I was.
Well, they're from islands. So, island dwarfism.
Fair enough.
They're like modeled on like Indonesian rhinos. So
Are
they're
there?
pretty-
Yeah, are there tiny rhinos? I think there are.
Yeah, I mean, they're still big, like about the size of a cow, but compared to an African rhino.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Question: orcs with or without pig snouts? It depends. I tend to
No.
not draw them that way, but I like like I said, Legend of Zelda, like pig orcs that are just boars. I like that. They're more like boar folk than anything else.
Yeah, Pathfinder talks about how the Kashrishi are like island-dwelling peoples. That's why some of them are really good swimmers.
Island dwarfism and undersea gigantism. Just
Yeah,
terrifying.
because I think it was Crete that had tiny elephants. Like, size of a baby calf. Size elephant.
That would be pretty small.
No.
Oh, I should have given him like big old. Let's give him big old boots. I zoned out. What's going on? Nothing. I'm also zoning out. getting a little late. Maybe get some other work done before the end of the day. If I didn't draw your thing today, I'll save it, and hopefully Friday we'll be able to do some more here. Really do want to try to get the video done, so I might try to get that working. Maybe we'll get that out in the next day or two. For those of you that didn't see, I did a tarot card yesterday. Still working on the design, but I've uploaded that to the Patreon. I need to upload it for the YouTube members today. And then that way people can print those off and play around with them. Let me know what you think, color them, whatever. I think this week we're gonna start doing a monthly coloring page. And it might just start off as one of my old line art sketches that people will be allowed to color and stuff, but we might start doing special ones, so I'm not sure how we'll do that quite yet. I'll put that up on the Discord and up on Patreon. Go from there and let people play around with it. House hippos. What is a house hippo? It sounds really familiar.
Those are just tapirs.
Tapirs. Put an anchor on his arm. What's up?
So, Vertex artist said, now imagining Hannibal and the Carthaginians riding on tiny elephants. Well, their elephants were smaller than African elephants. They used forest elephants. So they were a bit smaller and more manageable.
Heffalumps. Elephants.
Which probably only Halflings call them that.
Yeah, I think it was supposed to be a joke that Samwise didn't actually know what they were called.
Yeah.
Mispronouncing elephants.
Like Mumakil, I believe is what they were called. The only reason I know that was from a game show.
Yep. All right, I think that's probably where I'll call it today, though. I think I'm about spent. It's only 1:13 though. I want to keep going. I really want to keep going. Let's do one more. We can do one more. We'll do one more. We'll call it.
Don't strain your eye out too much.
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure I'm not whipping my head around too much, which is helping. Here we go. One more.
Oh. House Hippo was a awareness advert from Canada.
That everything looks real is real. Okay. All right. Roll to 14. A plasmid with the power of a shark. All right. Multiple arms. We can do that one. Stabby ooze shark. Was it supposed to be shark or was it supposed to be shank? Power of shank?
Yes, if the person's still here, please clarify.
I don't know what a plasma with the power of a shark is. Shank. Okay, I just read it wrong. Eyeballs.
That is a very similar one letter difference word.
Yeah.
Like, because I was gonna say sharks are pretty flexible, so yeah, plasmoid shark even more flexible.
Just goo with teeth. Nobody wants that.
This essentially gibbering mouth for a Shoggoth.
Yeah. Might be the first ooze that I don't draw super sexy. Could draw it super sexy, I guess.
There's the mini elephants I was talking about.
Minotaur March, is that what you're trying to go for? Yeah, it's tiny.
Yeah.
Tiny.
Imagine that they're still pretty dense, but
Yeah, but like cows are pretty dense.
yeah.
Makes more sense. Now, if we had cows that were that big, like there's some big cows, especially some of the older
Varieties.
Yeah, I was gonna say lineages, but that doesn't quite make sense.
Like Highland cows are surprisingly big.
Yeah, they're real big.
It's like, oh, all the ones I saw were little calves or just miniaturized versions of them.
Or people had brought them and domesticated them, which made them smaller.
Yeah.
Like the original ones are massive. I would put them on par with a elephant, even though like.
Yeah, I remember seeing some like old German woodcuts. I think it was at a museum, and they were depicting how people used to hunt oryxes, which are massive wild cows. And it's like they would hide behind a tree with a spear and have it charge at them. It's like, okay, that's one way, I guess.
I constantly get depressed when I think about bison and buffalo, North American bison and buffalo. Like, what a bunch of just shitty people.
Yep.
And I would, if I had the money and the resources, I would definitely make like a buffalo bison preserve / farm.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Like, oh, we need our nice buffalo's fur robes. I was like, do you though? You could just use buckskin. They're also really massive too. Like their heads alone are just like
moose.
They don't look that big.
No.
But it's like
they're big.
Yeah. It's like
workhorses are huge. That's true too, yeah. Like Clydesdales are bonkers. There's still some big mammals. They're just few and far between.
Yeah. It's not necessarily viable to be as big as it is now. As they were. But I mean
50 years ago.
Yeah. Well, what I mean is like the elephants and rounds are kind of the exception. But most large mammals actually do better in colder climates.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Did they ever decide whether or not they were going to clone that mammoth? Is that a thing that's still happening?
I think it's still sort of on the table. I know a South Korean company was kind of leading the charge in it. If we're going to bring back any type of prehistoric animal, I'm okay with the mammoth or mastodons. But
what was I watching? I was watching not the newest Jurassic Park, but the second recent one. It has
I've lost track.
Yeah. It has no plot. Like there's no it just throws you into the movie. They're like, "Hey, guess what? These guys are evil dinosaurs." And it's like, "Okay."
Yeah, I've lost track. I saw like Jurassic World, which was like the first of the newer ones. After that, I was like, I'm done. Let's not bring back dinosaurs.
Yeah, no, that's kind of the stance I'm at too.
Like, I'm okay bringing back animals that we personally got hunted to extinction.
Yep. Like, whoops, that was our fault. We'll fix that. But
Yep.
like anything that the universe deems exploded by rocks, maybe we don't bring back.
Yep.
Do we prevent
Also
it?
saber-tooths.
Sure. Yeah. You know, I don't want to get smashed by a rock. Fuck you, universe. I'll do what I want. But
Yep.
But we don't need
Like,
to.
Bring back the Tasmanian tiger would be kind of cool.
Walks out of the house, gets eaten. Yeah. Jurassic Park Builder game was pretty fun. First one, though, I haven't seen anything in this one. My suggestion is looking pretty scary. It seems the shark idea is leaking in. Goo is
Rook
weird.
either goes really derpy and cute, or just
Horror.
nightmare-inducing.
Yeah.
That's why I'm always hesitant to like suggest my flesh orc characters. Like, no.
It's just gonna get real weird.
Yep. Like, they're meant to be weird, but I don't know if people are ready for that level of weird.
Drawing ooze characters is tough because like they don't have shape or form. They just have goo and darkness. So like painting them is a lot easier.
Yeah, not having a skeleton is interesting.
So like,
there's actually an archetype that lets you become an ooze morph type of person.
That's cool. Trying to sketch transparency is tough. Is it tough?
Goo and darkness.
Just androgynous baubles everywhere. What am I looking at?
Yeah, what's just I've heard like rumors of Tasmanian tigers still being a thing. I'm not entirely sold on that one.
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
I would love for that to be true.
Tasmania it's a small island, but it's also a big island. Like there's not a lot
of people that live there.
Yeah. I was watching a thing about New Zealand and how they're slowly segregating the New Zealand from rats. I thought that was really interesting. Yeah. Like they basically like you have the island. They're like, okay, we'll put up a fence here, kill all the rats in this zone. Put up a fence here, kill all the rats in this zone, and then we'll just slowly move the fences out until they touch, and just try to get rid of all the rats. And it's like, all right. Because there's like the rats are basically out competing all of the local birds and mammals and stuff, which is sad and our fault.
Yeah. Though not intentionally our fault.
Right. Yeah.
We did not bring the rats with us purposefully.
Rats have benefited from boats.
Yep. I mean, they can swim better than us. Also helps.
They use the fibers in their bodies to make muscles. I mean, that's how muscles work. But oozes are... I don't think they have fiber. I think they're just goo. So I always thought of like any shape they have is kind of like bets balance if the arms let you do all the cool stuff with being anamorphic. Yeah, like the... What was it? Like the pseudopod, right? Like I've always been with oozes. It's like it's really hard for them to use weapons because they just have pseudopods, but you can put heavy stuff in your pseudopods. Just like whack people with. Slime molds are crazy, yeah. Load bearing goo.
PM. I mean,
so for the ooze video I did, I talked about like having to get bones and keep bones in your body so you can have rigid structures. Otherwise, you just kind of slosh about.
I think I skipped that because I wasn't interested in oozes at the time. Sorry.
That's all right. Sexy ooze ladies is, you know, you can pass it off. It's fine.
I do like an alchemist who's like specializes in studying oozes. Oh,
That could be fun. Yeah.
Goo grenades.
All right. I think I'm gonna call that there. I think that's a good place to end on. It's about 1:30. Yeah, it was a good draw today.
Oh my God, Rook's color.
I used a little bit of color because Druid wasn't here. I figured we need a little bit of color in the video. Thanks again for hanging out today, everybody. Hope you had a good time. Hope your stuff got drawn. If it didn't, I will save this list until Friday, where we will probably pick this up, unless something weird happens. I might have to get needles poked in my eye. We'll find out, which is not hyperbolic. That might happen. And if it does happen, I don't know what I'll be doing on Friday. So that's where we're at. Otherwise, yeah, we'll be around here and we'll do some sketching. We'll see what happens. But thanks for hanging out today, everyone. I will send you guys over to Roll for Combat, see what they're doing. Asking questions about Pathfinder 2e. They usually do a pretty good job. Other than that, that's all I got. I'll post this stuff on the Discord and draw in the Discord. If you're not a member of the Discord, please join the Discord. Check out make sure you're subscribed, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks for hanging out. Stay happy, stay healthy, keep your dice on the table. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye, everybody.